Hi, Chad Shoup here, and in this video we're going to talk about the presidential election cycle and how that plays an impact in the stock market and what it's telling us right now to expect in 2020 and beyond. So before I jump into that though, I just want to give you a chance to scroll below, click subscribe so that way you can keep up with all of my weekly insights. And in this video we're going to be looking at basically our expectations for 2020. So if you have any take on your outlook for 2020 or any other insights you want me to look into that may come into effect in the next year, so just leave me a comment below and I'll be sure to take a look at those and I can feature them in an upcoming video. So today we're looking at the presidential cycle, and this is basically a 4-year cycle that goes through every year once a president is elected, how the stock market typically reacts. And I go back to 1945, and basically we have a seasonal trend for what to expect each year during the president's first term. So first year through the 4th year, we're in the 3rd year right now. This is the 3rd year of the election cycle, but it's coming into an end in just a few months. And then we're going into 2020, which is an election year. And these are very important years because, well, of course, there could be a changing of the president or continuation of the existing president. But right now, let's just take a look at what this looks like on a seasonal chart, so that way you know what you can expect from the stock market. All right, so in this chart, you can see that the first few months start off pretty slow. This is basically the average going back to 1945 of every 4th year of a president's first term. So 4th year president's first term, they're all featured in this line, just an average. And we can see that next year, you really don't want to go with the common logic of sell in May and go away. Instead, we want to buy in May because that's when the rally really starts to begin. The first few months are just sluggish for the market and it's really not heading anywhere. And then from there, it's going to really start to pick up. And even in November, you see a big jump once a new president is elected or even the existing president wins re-election. We see a big jump in November and then it continues through the end of the year. So that's how we're going to expect next year to play out. Of course, it won't be picture perfect and it won't lay over this exactly, but we can expect to see some weakness in the first part of the year and then a sell in May, go away to actually be a very strong period this year. And then we'll actually look for a rally to close out the year. So those are the 3 things that we're going to be watching in 2020 to take advantage of. And when I ran through all of this data, looking at how the president's 4th year, the election year, did going back to 1945, there wasn't really any evidence showing that depending on the parties that come in, whether Democrat or Republican or whoever wins, it didn't matter. This year was still the 2nd best performing year for the stock market during the seasonal trend. It's averaged a 7.5% return going back to 1945. So you can pretty much ignore the idea about, if Elizabeth Warren wins, the stock market's going to crash. If Trump wins again, the stock market's going to tank even further. So just ignore all that. It's just a lot of noise and it doesn't really have an impact on the stock market. Instead, we can expect stocks to continue to trend higher throughout 2020. So in short, there really isn't anything to be worried about heading into 2020. This is going to be a great year for the stock market. It's going to start off a little sluggish, but then it's really going to take off. And I want you to be invested so that way you can capitalize on that. And if you want to know how I'll be trading it, then you can scroll below to learn about even more seasonal trends that we're going to be hitting on to magnify these gains and to improve our returns to make sure we beat the market in 2020. So be sure to check that out. You can scroll below to learn more about that and to read my article with my full insights on the election years and what to expect. So thanks for tuning into my video. You can scroll below and click the bell if you want to get notified when I post a new video, or you can give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed my content that I'll share with you. So until next time, I'm Chad Shoup, and thanks for tuning in.